Okay, so right now it's the English version of what we just did. If you watch the Portuguese one, you're gonna see Ray. He just stepped out so he can start his therapy, and I'll be meeting him soon there. But today I received a phone call from a good friend from a while back, and she's telling me all about her new life and how she's and everything's so different in her life. She just married the love of her life, and she's in another headspace, and because of that, she's been so prosperous in her work. And I actually want to invite her to do a mentorship with our financial group because she's got so much to share on her process of growth that she's experienced in these last few years, just because her head is in the right place and because she can be productive because of that emotional transformation that she went through. And so she talked about who she was and who she is today. And after I hung up the phone, I was so happy to hear that. And on my drive here with talking to Ray, I started remembering who I was before my transformation. And today I want to talk to you, to husbands and wives and people that are not married yet or have been married and are, looking to work together on a financial goal with a partner. And my message today has to do a lot more than the nuts and bolts of financial education, but how your emotional, how you treat money. And so my story is when we got married, Ray and I thought so very differently about money. He has one perspective and I have the opposite perspective. And so when we first got married, the first years of our, and I say that all the time and people are like, how? So let me tell you how. I'm not going to bore you with it. But in so many times where we needed to come in agreement on something that was financial, I'm very headstrong, and I'm of the opinion that I do what I want to do. I'll figure it out. Get out of my way. If you don't have an idea, move away because I have a better idea. And if you have an idea, my idea is probably better than your idea. So that's my personality. If you know me, you know that I'm like that. And so I'm very headstrong. And I married a guy who's very, he's American. When we talk to other Americans, they don't understand why we say that. But for Brazilians, Americans are very much, they work the system. They know what's possible, what's not possible. They know what's available, what's not available, and they follow that procedure. And that's why they do so well. Brazilians have this way of fixing it the way they want to fix it, and then, messing it up and then having to fix it. And so that's not a great way to think it, but I'm Brazilian and I married an American. So you can imagine the first years of marriage were not as smooth as most are. And so when it came time for us to make decisions financially, Ray, I want to obey what the Bible says about listening to the leadership of the husband, praying for him to have wisdom. And then, of course, having my idea, having input. But when it comes time for a decision, being obedient in obeying that order, because there's blessing in that. And I want to obey that. But many times as a young wife, I would say with my mouth, okay, well, let's do that. And then Ray would turn around and I would go behind his back and do the way I wanted to do it. And sometimes it worked, but the times that it didn't work, I would put myself in a position that I had to confess that I had done that and I needed his help because by myself, I couldn't fix it. And it didn't happen one time. It happened several times. And I had to learn the very, very hard way to humble myself and understand that there's wisdom in what my husband was saying. And I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to have me have wisdom, not him. And I laugh now, but those years were hard years. People, you do not know. And trust is built over a lifetime, but it takes one action to lose trust. And that's what I wanted to say to you, that, finances are a lot more involved than just the spending and the earning. It comes in the place of the marriage where you build trust and you build teamwork. There's a Bible verse that says that a cord with 3 strands doesn't rip. And I was running away from of the 3 strands, my husband, Jesus, and me. I was not in agreement with what he had planned for us. And so, in confession, 30 years later, I look at my husband and I see how merciful and how grace filled he was towards me to want to stick around and put up with my attitude, my behavior, and want to do it still, want to keep at it, because he knew that God has a plan for our lives. And so this is a message for you who has a partner and you guys are working together towards something, and you live together, and you have goals and dreams. So how important it is for you to speak the same financial language, and how important it is to be obedient to that order, because there's blessing in that. And so that's my message for you today. Just listen to what God says. He knows a lot better than you do. And your partner, when he's working in agreement with you, you will have blessing, and your work will multiply, and there will be great success for you when you obey that order. So that's my tip for today. Thanks. Bye.